Hello, everybody. This is about why good guys get treated badly. It doesn't sound interesting at all, but it's probably going to contain quite a bit of swearing, some some personal revelations, and hopefully by the time we get to the end of the video, the point will be made and everybody will understand. Because I'm not sure I can explain it properly, but I will try. Now, it is a fact that if you're good to people, you will be taken for granted and treated badly. This has happened to me all my life. I've been friendly, supportive to everybody, and I've been treated badly, usually by the people that get the most help from me. Most help from me. Clue number one, file that to one side, right? Now, people who are bad don't get people just stay away from them. They don't want to know. People walk around them to avoid them. Right? So there's clue number two. Bad people aren't bothered because everybody knows they're bad and they just stay the hell away from them. Now, I realised there was something going on here a long time ago, and it wasn't until 2007 I took a dark path. You might have seen my previous videos when you look in the mirror and you see yourself and you recognise yourself. Well, this was one of them times when I made a decision to just go with it, and I chose the darker path. And I didn't recognise the person in the mirror. This is how I learnt that lesson. Anyhow, about 2007, if you do the maths and you realise Oblivion came out in 2006, and you add to that that I actually had several members of my family die between 2007 and 2012, and that was the time I was under the most stress, you can start piecing together where my mind was. It's not too hard to tell. I lost both parents and an in-law in that particular period of time, so it wasn't a good time. At the same time, I was giving free mods away to people, mods that people hail today as some of the best mods they've seen. And I got slagged off, attacked, flamed like hell by the Elder Scrolls community, by people that couldn't just say, I don't like that mod, I'm leaving it and going to get that one. They had to attack me for releasing it. So 2007, when all that started, I had what I would call a fuck off year. Some people might say a mental breakdown or something like that, but I was enjoying it. Finally saying what I was thinking to people was liberating to me because I'd been nothing but helpful and everything to people, and I felt liberated by being able to say, you're a fucking twat, aren't you? Right? What happened to the words thank you? When somebody does something nice to you, you should say thank you. Not attack them for giving you something. What do? When Santa Claus delivers you a red bike instead of a blue one? Do you attack him for it? And I admit, I was, that fuck off year, 2007, did last for about 12 years. And yes, I did enjoy telling people what I thought. And I did extract lessons from that, which I still use today because, quite frankly, I enjoyed it because people deserved it. However, during that same time, when it got to the point where I was just getting loads of abuse for giving good mods away, there were one or two people that were heading down that path of looking like they were going to become massive twats. And I thought, I'm not going to wait for them to get there. I'm just going to assume they're already there and treat them the same way as I treat everybody else. And some people who were trying to help got caught up in it. And yes, I was a bit harsh to some people that really didn't deserve it. But that was because I was in one of those banhammer moods. It just nothing to do with the forum. The forum was just a symptom of me defending myself against the nonsense I was getting at the time. But you kind of like going, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. He's innocent, never mind. He's never mind. Another innocent, never mind. You know, it got to kind of like that because I just got sick of people's bullshit. But anyhow, after 2015, when I effectively closed my website because basically I paid 3 years on the local host on a hosting company, who then sold up, and the new company just let the server rot. So hackers were all over it, so I had to close the site. I couldn't afford to open a new one, and I really couldn't be bothered to play the whack the ball game of who's going to be a reliable host because I didn't have the money to waste if it was wrong. So I'll just let that one go. And sorry, that Banhammer thing kind of went away. You know, the fuck off here kind of went away. And about 2019, it finally ended. But I did choose the dark path during those years. During those years, I was basically going, they're accusing me of this, I'm just going to say what the hell I think. Right, and yeah, it wasn't a good me version of me, it was one of the darker versions of me, but it was a version of me, and part of that, I kind of like, you could call it like, what's the word for it? It's a kind of like a brute force version of learning how to be nice but not take other people's shit. That's what I'd call it. That's the way I describe it. I was training myself to speak up for myself and deal with these people. Now, at the time, I'd lost both parents, an in-law, some of my brother-in-laws at the time were being made twats, so I told them where to go. We weren't the same. They died recently, and we never became friends again after that. Because quite frankly, they were just taking the piss. But anyway, I learned to stand up for myself. And then after that journey where I went through that dark phase and came out the other side with a life lesson, the bit where you look in the mirror and you must recognise yourself, otherwise you're on a dark path. Well, I didn't recognise myself back there, so this is how I came to that conclusion. But anyhow, you get to the point where you realise that when you're being nice, people are only nice back whilst they're taking from you. When you say no, they turn on you. And it's always the people you've helped the most. Now, the people I help that I don't know, they're very grateful, they thank me, they go away, they have nothing but nice words to say to me. There's something there, a clue, file that away, right? The people who are always needing my help, they're the ones that will eventually turn on you. The people that are constantly coming back for more help. These are the ones that will turn on you, be nasty to you, and will generally do their best so they don't have to return any favours, they don't have to be nice back, they don't feel obliged. If they make you an enemy, it's like the slate's wiped clean, they no longer have to do anything back. They can just be assholes. So if you are being nice to people, and you are, I would say, find yourself being nice to the same people, then you wonder why they don't treat you with respect. They don't appreciate it. Understand, the next words out of your mouth should be, sorry, I don't have the time to do that today. And the next words out of their mouth out will be, you're a cunt. That's what they'll say. At that moment, they will not like you. So when they stop appreciating what you're doing, that person is about to turn on you. That person is about to just wipe the slate clean by making you out to be a bad guy or a bad lady. This is what I've learned. So what do we know about good people and bad people, or being good? First of all, you have to stand up for yourself. You have to. You have to tell people what they mean. And you are going to make enemies. You are going to make enemies. But people will not take the piss. They will not push their luck with you. They'll appreciate the help given to them, and they will not turn on you eventually because they know you're quite capable of being nasty back. They will think, you're a bad guy, you pushed them too far, you will push back. On the other hand, you're a good guy, and they will want you to remain the good guy, not the bad guy. So you find yourself in a position where you gain the respect you deserve, and not the respect that other people are willing to give or not willing to give, as the case may be. You basically start getting treated normal. You get to be the helpful self you always was. And you get to tell the people that take advantage a little too much where to get off, and all they can do is sit in the corner and grumble to themselves about it. That's how you have to be. That's the path you're on. You have to be somewhere in the middle ground between good and bad, and you have to show people you're quite capable of being nasty in order to be good and get the respect you deserve. That's the only way it works. Because if you try and be just good to be the saint, they will piss on you, they will shit on you, they will wipe their boots on you, and you'll be treated like some kind of scumbag, and they'll drag your name through the mud and basically make people hate you. That's what they do. It's the game these takers play, is that very game. Now, I recognise family members who are like that. I recognise certain I'm not going to say it, but people who were close to me have been like that. And I also recognise those people who pretend to be complete assholes around people who aren't like that. If you looked at them, you'd think they were like that, but they're not. They never take people for granted. One of them's got a birthday coming up in about 3 days. But I'm quite proud of him, to be honest, because he's my son. Says, but he's grown up to be helpful too, but he doesn't take people's shit either. He probably came to that conclusion faster than I did, actually. But the point is, you can be good, but you don't have to be a mug. And I think it's very important to understand that the ones that require your help the most are the ones that will end up using you and abusing you. These just being helpful to people in the streets, that's a freebie. You earn a reputation that way, being a good person. You don't get any comeback because you're the good person. It's only when you keep getting people coming back and back and back that you've developed a reputation with them that they start to exploit, and it's the exploitation of the act of being good that leads to an enemy being made. So anyway, hopefully the point's being made there. The difference between being good and being a mug, and being good and standing up for yourself, and hopefully you'll recognise that train wreck when it's coming towards you, and you will understand the point when it's time to get off at the next station. See you in the next one. And if you've got any thoughts about this, remember this is a study of humanity here, from a 50-plus-year-old. So if you've got anything to add, because age doesn't matter, you can learn some of this when you're 18, you can learn it when you're 99. You just got to be observant, right? If you've got anything to add it below. But remember to include circumstances, because circumstances are everything. If you say something, it might not be true in one circumstance, but it'll be true in another. So see you in the next one, and have a good weekend.